South by was good. I haven't been in a very long time, and I certainly haven't been since the pandemic. The vibe was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Um, it's big, and I know it's been big for a long time. Um, it was, but at this point, like I think it's like a few things. Like they're still kind of coming back from the pandemic, figuring out what it is, and then South by, like when you and I used to, did you ever go, Brett? I can't remember if you ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like when we used to go, like back in the day, like it started out as a music thing, then it expanded to a film thing, then interactive was like this tiny little part that quickly
Mhm.
became like the biggest part of the whole show. Then all the marketers took over, and then they like got like education and health and all these other like little offshoot things, which whatever. And I stopped going. This time I feel like they don't know, like it's too big in my opinion to still try to be kind of maybe like through like one like 10-day period, because it takes over the whole city and no longer just the downtown area. Like you have to like, to go to certain screenings for certain movies, like you have to go like far away, which sucks. um and certain installations and certain like events would be literally all over the place. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it'd be better if they used this as a time to, I'm not saying necessarily be smaller. I'm just saying like refocus, but it's not my thing to make those decisions. GitHub had a party there, which was in a fun location, like a great location, but also a hard to find location. But that was fun. I saw some good panels. I saw some movies. I did karaoke sober. I mean, I got drunker as it went on, but I had to do it sober to begin with, which
Mm,
was the most horrifying thing in my life. So,
mm.
like, I have so much props for you, Aaron, for like going out and doing like actual like live things, because I realized I was like, oh, I can't sing for shit. Like, I used to have a decent voice, I don't anymore, and you're never more aware of that than when you're in a karaoke room and you're sober.
I don't remember if it was South by or CES, but I was at a karaoke bar with the Engadget crew, and Tim Stevens did Ring of Fire, and it was so good.
Oh, he
And
would, of course, he'd be good.
yeah, and then I immediately followed him trying to do Sweet Child of Mine after a sizable number of drinks, and it was. I'm still embarrassed. I'm
Wouldn't have
still
gone well for
mortified thinking
Axel
about it.
either.
Yeah, I started out with Taylor Swift's "I Knew You Were Trouble," and it was I again like I can do that song if I'm drunk, or have a little more, like liquid courage. The lyric sheet was also slightly off for how they were doing like the pacing on some of the line hits, which like fucked me up. Once I had like two vodka cranberries, and I was still sober, I did Madonna's Material Girl. That went much better. But then, like as the night went on, like it was fun. But it just, I guess, my mental health's okay. I'm still ADHD as fuck right now. But it was nice to be around people, which is good for me. And I was able to actually run into some former Engadget people from way back in the day. Mostly they're at the Verge now. When I was at South by the first day when I got in, I wound up having drinks with a lot of people at the Verge and the editor in chief of Wired and some other folks. So that was
Cool.
nice. But yeah, no,
Was
I
it?
mean, sorry, go on.
I'm sorry. Just while we're still talking about South by, was
Yeah.
it well attended? Because both Brian Alvey and David Hamilton posted pictures of their plane into Austin, and it was completely empty. Like
Yes.
at the very beginning of the conference.
So that's the interesting thing, and that's I think why I have a hard time kind of like grapping like grokking like what was the attendance, because I think they were trying to say, oh, there's 100,000 people or something, and I wouldn't doubt that, but because it's spread all over the place, I don't know. Like I got in on Thursday night, and I wasn't able to get a direct flight, so that says it right there. And I only got in as early as I did because it was $800 cheaper for me to stay in a hotel longer.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Yep.
okay. So it was one of those things I was like, well, if it's going to be cheaper for me to stay 2 extra nights, fine. But some panels were empty, some were full. Like OpenAI did. The guy who runs product for ChatGPT, who was very good. Like they should put him on stage a lot more because he was very reassuring and a very good speaker and like nice and he was great. Like that was in one of main ballrooms in the convention center, and it was not only packed, there was like overflow. So, and that was on Monday. So I think it depends. I think busier over the weekend,
Hmm.
but
Okay.
it's hard because some of the panels were empty, some things were totally full. Um, Screenings for movies, because I had a platinum badge and I wanted to go to movies, was kind of a pain. If you were able to get like, they had like kind of like an express pass thing, like kind of like the Disney Genie Pass, where as long as you requested, at a certain time, you could, kind of guarantee your spot. But that was kind of hit or miss. So then you have to like show up and basically like an hour before the screening starts to get your little, ticket, and then wait around. And like
That sounds
that's
awful.
fine. Well, but the thing is that like it depends on what theater you're at. Like if you're at the normal Alamo Draft House on Lamar, then like okay, whatever. But like if you're, trying to do other things, it just sort of like kind of fucks up like
Yeah.
your plans to get around. But anyway, my mental health update is that I'm still really ADHD. But it was really nice to be around people, and I had some
Yeah.
good conversation with colleagues. So that's it.